Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. Uh, I don't even know where to start, but first let's just start off with Happy 4th of July to all you folks out there, even outside the U.S. I know everybody's celebrating. What you guys did with my channel is very overwhelming. I mean, you're talking to a guy that had one, two questions a week to now hundreds in a day, and I'm reading every one of them. Keep them coming. I love them. And I'm answering the ones that are looking for an answer, instead of I agree or disagree. But what you've shown me is I thought it was regional, And when I say regional, my area, that I didn't think it was so widespread. And we've had so many responses from you folks over in Australia and the UK and England. It's happening everywhere. So it's not regional. It's happening to all of us. So I read a lot of your comments, and they've been a lot of them are spot on, I have to say. And battery operated is here to stay, and there are many that we use that are very convenient here at the shop. I've talked about the DeWalt 20 uh, volt 3/8 impacts. We use them a lot. We have the drills, DeWalt 20 again. We use them a lot. I think as technology comes, it's going to be a lot like the phone was. It went from the flip style to now it's bigger than a mainframe on most government installations not 20 years ago. That the more the technology advances and the better quality the battery operated unit is, the more the consumer is willing to use it. Those things are great. But what I can tell you, what I'm seeing right now, is that the machines are outrunning the technology. They don't have the technology yet in place for the general public to have these things last, the handhelds. Now, somebody had posted, which I thought was screwy, is that Yamaha is discontinuing their snowmobile sleds in the near future, and they're going to go to a battery operated one. When I was growing up, that was part of snowmobile, and you smelled like gas because you had the carburetor down low in it, and you rode it for one day and fixed it for three. The old single cylinder lands and skidoos, and but that was, we loved it. I don't know if you're going to get the enthusiasts in the snowmobiling group to go along with battery operated snow machines. Um, Maybe your trail riders and stuff like that, but you're true enthusiasts that love the deep snow and make some wild ass videos. I can't see it. And when it comes to like side by sides, four wheelers, snowmobiles, they put the cans on them so they're louder. You're not gonna be able to hear the battery operated one. So I mean, I think once we get to a certain point, it's going to be better for us. It's not going to be better for the small engine repair guys. I'm not telling you that, unless you are carrying them and selling batteries or accessories, what have you. The the day of having someone bring in a battery operated unit to work on, what do you work on? The head units? Carry the accessories for it, new heads. I don't know. But it's like everything else. We're going to have change. That's a given. And it's all going to depend upon how the population, the general population, looks at it and whether they want it or they don't want it. Now, when it comes to, Green and Hogle and Biden and all them, my grandfather always told me, he said, the greasy wheel always gets the grease. What does that mean to us? Well, that means that it's a small minority that's hollering the loudest. And the larger majority is staying silent because it's like, what, as long as you do it on your time and it doesn't affect me, hey. But that's, politicians want to tell you that because this small group over here that are go green are hollering the loudest, that is what everybody, the general population, wants. And that's so far from the truth. That's why I say they tend to live in a bubble. And if you want to know exactly what's going on, you need to go and get out there with the people and ask the people, what are your biggest problems today? What are your issues? But I'm seeing the same things with the comments, that part of your comments, the majority of the comments, and the majority of you folks that are commenting, are not part of the silent or the small minority. You're part of the silent majority that, you know, whatever. And we need to be heard. That's the full truth. We need to be heard, and we need to have our concerns addressed. And we want to know, where are you going to dispose of these lithium ion batteries? Where are you going to dispose of these solar panels that go bad? These things should be thought out before. It's kind of like being bit by a poisonous snake and having no anti-venom to save your life. That's where I feel we're at right now. We need to find out how to take care of the disposal and that before we introduce this. I know some of you guys are going to say, well, the gasoline and oil, all that stuff in the air, the combustibles. But I mean, one of the things that kind of scratches my head here is we talk about renewable, green, and conservative. What about all these wildfires? See, now these wildfires are taking place. A lot of them are lightning strikes. But why are they taking place? A lot of it is because there's no more logging allowed. They can't go in and take out the older selective trees so that there's not a bunch of stuff there to burn once it starts. Compared to what they used to do. I don't believe in clear cutting unless you're going to go and clear cut an area and then reseed it with new plants. That's fine. But that's not what logging is today. And I think that if we, the prices of lumber and everything, if we could get into these areas and take out the older trees so that it reduces the risk of these wildfires so that they can be managed and contained. I mean, here in northern New York, we've been having the smoke from the Canadian fires that are cut loose up there. And it's all about conservation. It's conserving our natural resources and using them to the best of our abilities. All right, I'm off my little stool, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, happy 4th of July.